It's time for the One Bar and Lupagus Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
Hello there, and welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am Lupagus, and today we are going to address the rumors, the big trade from ESPN that they suggested Desmond King for Riley Reiff. Would that be a good deal for the Vikings or not? Before we discuss the rumored trade, be sure to subscribe to our channel and like our vids. I thought we were going to hit it last weekend, but we are still a few subscribers away from 600. Really feel nice to hit that number before the 4th, and I can really enjoy my holiday. Maybe I'll have a couple extra beers. I don't know. But let's get into this. Desmond King to the Vikings for Riley Reiff. Part of the deal was that the Vikings would pay like $3.8 million or something of Reiff's contract. First sniff of this, I guess I would have thought the Chargers would need more. Riley Reiff is 31 years old. Desmond King is 25, unless the Chargers have no plans to bring him back at this point. Otherwise, to me, I know it fills a big need for the Chargers. They've had issues at tackle for quite a while and don't seem to address it through the draft. So it makes sense for both teams. Obviously, with the Vikings' youth in the secondary, they could use an experienced player like Desmond King. He can play free safety. He can play corner. He's excellent on the slot. Let's just look at some of his career numbers. Desmond King, he has 6.5 career sacks, 189 combined total tackles, 14 tackles for a loss, and he's got 17 passes defensed. So he's definitely got, let's talk about his 4 interceptions too. Let's not forget that. He's got some ball skills. He's got some dog to him. I think he can also return punts and kick. So he gives you a lot. I've always liked Desmond King. I was shocked when he fell. I think it was the 5th round that draft he was out. He was a guy I had targeted for the Vikings. Thought they may take him in round 2 or 3. So yeah, I love this guy. I would love this move for the Vikings under one condition, and that condition is Ezra Cleveland shows in the preseason that he is ready to become the Vikings left tackle. If there's any doubts, any hesitation that he cannot fill that role in this year, his first year, then you do not make this trade. And not only that, but I also think you got to be very comfortable with what Oli Udoh brings to the table. Can he step up and be a solid backup? With Rashad Hill being the primary backup to Brian O'Neill, Oli Udoh might be the guy who would be asked to come in and take over that left tackle job if Ezra Cleveland were to get hurt. I know you got Dakota Dozier who can play some tackle too. But I think you have those two things would have to happen if the Vikings would realistically make this deal. And if they do, if those two look like they're ready to contribute, Cleveland looks like he can start, Udoh looks like he can back up, then I would absolutely make this deal. No hesitation on my part. Desmond King, it gives you more flexibility with the Anthony Harris situation too. You got Harrison Smith who's getting up there in age. You're getting a 25-year-old versatile player for your secondary. He can come in and play nickel corner for the Vikings. Who knows? Maybe they might try to fully convert him and start him on the outside. As Mike Hughes and Holton Hill are both question marks. So it'd be very interesting to see what Mike Zimmer would do with this guy. But he gives you so much in terms of safety, corner, returnability. I would be ecstatic if the Vikings were able to swing this deal for an aging veteran like Riley Reiff, who I'm not even 100% sure is going to be on the final roster at preseason's end. So yeah, absolutely. I love this trade. Make it happen, Vikings. Make it happen, Vikings. I don't know why I said Vikings. Vikings. All right. That's me for today, Lupagus. I'm going to be back later in the week talking about many more exciting Vikings topics. Later.